guys, it's Mirella. So today I'm going to show you how I re-dyed my hair. This is the after product, but when I get started, you'll see what I started out with. So the first time I dyed my hair, this is what it looked like. You can see that my roots are blue, and then I went to purple. I actually did a little bit of pink at the ends, but because I washed it downward, the blue like ran down into the purple and the pink. So it ended up being more blue and purple. This time I definitely wanted to take it to like a warmer tone purple because I am transitioning to pink. So I'm just slowly but surely gonna get there. And this is the first step on my way to pink. So you can see when I lift up my hair, I still have a little bit of blue and purple under there, but the top layer is definitely more pink, and as it washes out, I'm just going to continue putting more and more pink in it, and I'm just gonna let it fade on its own. So you guys asked me a lot if I could record when I did my hair again, so I recorded it for you today. It is like honestly such a sloppy process. I am not a professional hairdresser, and when it comes to my own hair, I'm not like super meticulous about it because I know it'll look good because of the products that I'm using, and because I'm gonna wash it out afterwards, it all kind of like blends and fades into itself. So this is kind of like a foolproof way to do your hair. It's really hard to mess it up. That's why I'm not super careful with it. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Also, I'm not wearing makeup for like the remainder of the video, so hey. But in case you guys are wondering, it's been 6 weeks since I last colored my hair the kind of bluish purple, and it didn't fully fade as you'll see, but the top layer was really faded, so it was time for a touch-up. So if you're ready, then let's get started. So the dye that I use is the brand Arctic Fox. I like this because it's vegan. Sorry, this bottle's a little dirty because I've opened it. It doesn't have anything that's going to damage your hair in it, so it's actually just depositing color. Definitely best to use this on like platinum blonde hair, whether it's bleached or natural. But if you have naturally kind of light blonde hair, I still suggest bleaching it because the color will last longer. And this is not tested on animals, so not only does it not have animal products, but it's still good for animals. Next thing I use is this Joico Color Endure conditioner. The one that I have is purple because I used to be blonde, and that doesn't really matter now because my hair is purple, so I can still use this with my colors. But eventually I will have to get a different one because my hair's not gonna be purple forever. This is sulfate free, most conditioners are, but if you check the ingredients on the back, it's also silicone free. That's very important for mixing with your hair colors. If the thing that you're using has silicone in it, your hair color will be like blotchy, and no one wants that. Next, I'm using a mixing bowl and a mixing brush. And I like using a clear bowl because you can actually see the color that is going to come out. If your bowl is like blue or purple or any opaque color, you might kind of be deceived by the color of your hair dye. And I'm also gonna put on some trusty gloves. So the colors that I'm mixing today are Violet Dream and Virgin Pink. The first time I ever did my hair, I used a blue from Manic Panic called Voodoo Blue, along with Purple Rain and Violet Dream on the ends. But Violet Dream is pretty pink. It comes out more of a magenta shade. I dyed this extension to show you guys an example, but because I am transitioning into a more pink shade, I'm going to be using Violet Dream. I'm not going to be using these colors. Now, because I have the bottle, I could use this, but Arctic Fox actually sent me a sample of Violet Dream, so I'm gonna use the sample first because there's no point in using my bottle when I have a free sample of the color. So I'm only wearing one glove right now because it's kind of hard to work with gloves on your hands. I'll usually pump like 3 pumps of the conditioner first. Then I'll just put like a dab of color in there, and I'll take my brush and mix it. And if I like the way the color came out, then I'll mix that same ratio, like 1 squeeze of color per 3 pumps of conditioner. But I actually want a little bit more color, so I'm going to do it again. I forgot to tell you guys, I want you to know Arctic Fox does make something. It looks just like their bottles of dye. It's called Arctic Mist, and you can actually use it to dilute your colors. Manic Panic also makes something called Pastelizer that you can use to dilute your colors. The reason why I like to use conditioner is because those just run out really fast if you're trying to make your color super pastel. So I use conditioner because this bottle of conditioner is huge. And once I feel good about the color, I'll start putting it in my hair. Now, we won't pay any attention to my shirt because this is a shirt that I'm allowing hair dye to get on in case it falls. So I'm not trying to be cute right now. If I lift up my hair, you can see that the roots still have a little bit of that like blue purple, and then we still have more concentrated purple down here. However, the top layer of my hair is very, very faded. So we're going to be concentrating the color on the top layer. I'm going to let these lower layers fade naturally and gracefully, but I am going to put some color into the ends down here just because that's what got the most faded. But I like this color fusion that I have going on, so I'm gonna let that keep happening. So we're just gonna kind of like let it all blend and fade into each other. I'm not gonna use like a clarifying shampoo in order to remove my color or anything like that. So I have my color mixture right here, and again, I'm only wearing one glove because this is the hand that I'll kind of be like spreading the color with or moving my hair with if I need to. This is my working hand, so I'm not wearing a glove on it just in case I need to grab anything else or mix more color because gloves are so restricting. I'm honestly only wearing gloves because I don't want to ruin my nail color. I'm going to start at the top and kind of work my way about halfway down the shaft of my hair. And it's no secret that my roots are brown, so I'm not actually putting the color on the brown part of my hair because it won't change its natural hair. So I'm only putting it like where the blonde starts, and then I'm gonna work it down to about the middle. I allow myself to blend the colors while I'm coloring it, so I don't have to be too careful. You'll see the way it turns out. Now I have the top layers done. I like to do both sides evenly. I'm not gonna work on one side and then the other side because the color is going to be setting in my hair while I'm working. So if I just do one side all at a time and then I go and wash it maybe 30 minutes later, this side's gonna be brighter and more intense than this side. Now you wanna make sure that when you lift up your hair, you get the underside of the hair as well. And I'm gonna probably get this on my head and wherever else, but I don't care. When it comes to dyeing other people's hair, I'm really meticulous. I'm such a perfectionist. When it comes to dyeing my own hair, I don't care how sloppy I am because it's on my own head. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at myself for making a mess, so. You can pretty much leave this on your hair for as long as you want because what you're doing right now is basically a conditioning treatment. It's really helping to hydrate your hair, but I don't like to leave it on for very long. I leave it on for maybe like 20 minutes because I don't like my color to be like too bold. I still want it to be kind of pastel. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe I didn't say this in the beginning. Arctic Fox smells like grapes. Not just the purple colors, all of the colors smell like grapes. And it just reminds me of like candy from being a little kid. Now when we get to these lower layers down here that still have like a lot of color more at the top and less at the mid shaft and the ends, I'm actually not going to start all the way at the top. I'm gonna start kind of like where the color starts fading. And I'm just gonna kind of like blend it upward and into the hair because when you wash it out and you're fading more color in, the color is not going to have any harsh lines. So just blend it in there. And this is how I do it. I just kind of hold the brush within the hair. And even when I'm at this hair, I'm still not gonna go all the way to the ends with the color. You'll see why. So I've had to refill my bowl of color 3 times already. I guess I just always underestimate how much hair that I have. And in case you guys are wondering how much hair I have, it's a lot. If I were to be using Arctic Fox without conditioner, I'd use probably 2 bottles for my whole head. All right, 4th refill, the sample pack is gone. And you wanna be sure to get the back side of that piece of hair also. Just doing the mid shafts of this piece. I'm going to take my same concoction from the beginning and I'm going to add virgin pink to it, and then I'm also going to add more conditioner. So the next color that I'm going to be making is more pink. So we can see this coming together, and I'm just gonna start applying this where I left off. So I kind of like the fact that the bottom of my hair has more color than the top layers because when I put my hair in a ponytail or a bun, it looks really cool. And when I braid it, you can see all the different colors like wrapped throughout. So I'm gonna keep that same trend going. I'm going to put the pink on the bottom first. And I'm going to saturate the hair with the color and just make sure that it's all blended throughout the strands. You probably want to make sure to do this to your hair at the end because if there were any hairs in the mix that didn't get covered, now they will. So this is the part where your hands come into play. Mixing the color, and then if I hold it out like this, you can kind of see like blue, purple, pink. Just got some on the floor. Good thing this washes off. All right, last layer. Alright, now I'll let that sit for maybe another 10-15 minutes because it's already been in my hair for a few minutes, just waiting until I finish applying it. It's totally on my face. It washes off, don't worry. So after I get into the shower and rinse it off, I'm going to blow dry it and then show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, so that was my hair dyeing process. Here is the finished product. It is definitely a lot warmer and more magenta, but it's not so different to where the change is like drastic, which is nice because as I gradually go more pink, I won't feel like I just did it overnight and I possibly won't like it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.